Hey Gabe.
What's up?
Hey, all right. So I had a question going back to our conversation earlier about what you did when you were in a similar situation that I know so many people I talk to on a daily basis, including myself, went through when you literally had nothing. You were at rock bottom, and how you rebuilt from there.
Well, the first thing, so this has happened a couple times in my life, and the first thing that I did was I just totally surrendered my situation, my life to God, and I was literally at church when this happened the first time, and the pastor had asked us to write down on a piece of paper, it was like a dissolving piece of paper, the things that we wanted to surrender or had challenge with, so I wrote down all my challenges on paper, put it in it's like a bucket of water, and it dissolved, and I literally just said, hey, what I'm working isn't working, what I'm doing isn't working, so have your way with me, whatever your will is for my life, and that was kind of the first step, and that was humbling myself and being open to what other opportunities God had for me that I couldn't see from my perspective was the first step, and it wasn't too much longer. It was like within a week or two that I found kind of totally shifted careers away from what I was doing. I was in real estate at the time and just hated it and felt really inauthentic for who I was being, and he brought an opportunity, and that's when I found internet marketing. Actually, was at that time, so that was the first step.
And then I met you just a while back, 3 years back actually. Now we confirmed it, I couldn't remember. As to a startup that you had involved with, how did you rebuild after that startup in California? Because it's about that point that I just knew you as LinkedIn contact, Facebook contact, Facebook, and I loved your feed, but I didn't know anything about that story.
So that's the second time I got to rebuild, and I had the opportunity to leave a company, and I left behind a pretty significant email list and all my products. I basically had to start from scratch with no list, no products, no nothing. I moved back to Chicago, and so the second time that I did that, I went and got a job. So I went and I always had this belief system that with jobs like this evil thing as entrepreneurs, and God, again, just in my humbleness, I had to let go of everything that I thought I knew about the world, and I humbled myself and said, hey, if I'm going to go work, what can I learn? And so I took a job in advertising and running a pay-per-click budget to see how Google was operating. This is in a modern day world. So I used that as an opportunity to build my savings back up, to kind of get myself back on my feet. I was able to afford buying a ring for my fiance. I got married. It provided a lot of good things, really good things in my life, and it allowed me the income to fund my current business, and that's how I was able to walk away from that job then, I don't know, several months ago, and go full time again because I was able to invest in it and get it off the ground. So
Thank you, Gabe. So when you reached out to me in Austin, Texas, you reached out to me because of our relationship. You said, "Dude, they're in your back hall. They're in your hometown, and I can get you in." And essentially, is what you told me. Like, get in now, get in now. I can get you in there. And literally threw me in there. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And I've been involved with the Power Network ever since. But prior to contacting me to that, how did you go from what you just told me now to Empower Network?
So I worked my butt off for about an hour and a half each night after I got home from my full-time job. So I found ways to get very laser with my time, and I focused on the income-producing activities for that hour and a half per hour at night, and I was crystal clear on the outcome that I wanted to create, which was I wanted freedom, and I wanted to be able to use my gifts and bless the world in a bigger way. I knew that working in a job wasn't allowing me the freedom to do that, so I just got laser-focused and focused on those income-producing activities every day, and went from about $1,000 a month my first month in the business to about a little over $3,000 my second month. That's when I went to my first event in Chicago. My income doubled again to over $6,000 per month in income with Empower, and it's just grown up from there. So I got to work, man. I was hungry and I got to work. So
Well, you heard it there, and I joined this individual because, just to be perfectly honest, he was the most authentic relationship I had that approached me about Empower Network, and to be perfectly honest, it wasn't that he was offering a bonus, it wasn't that he was offering anything specific, so to speak, to join him over anybody and everybody else, but it was more so that I knew this guy by that point, I felt like I liked him, I trusted him, I felt like I knew something in common, and it's my hope that with this video you can get a better understanding of why I joined the Power Network and have been continuing to use it ever since, and will continue to absolutely, going into the long-term future, continue to incorporate it into things I do. Thank you, Gabe.
awesome.